You can fund
accountability.
you fund government's charcoal to its bright red.
It's a call for accountability.
I enjoy it.
Johnny, first and foremost, let me take this opportunity because I've been seeing you for quite some time. You are doing very good job for the mother Ghana. Remain undaunted.
This is our society,
Right.
and it will take me and you to do it. That's why I always watch Johnny's Bite.
The general watches Johnny's Bite
every day.
Thank you very much.
And I is devoid of insults, but straight to the point, factual and fearless.
Charlie, no be joke. The pressure people like Johnny can give you.
No.
You know, get grey hair, you go get grey hair.
I'm innocent.
And that's what I'm saying. That the pressure Johnny and his people, the pressure they can give you, you know, get grey hair, you go get. So your best bet is not to have hair.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you to the millions of Ghanaians who watch Johnny's Bite every morning as a ritual before they go to work. Thank you. I'm sorry that sometimes I make you late to work, but thank you very much indeed for watching Johnny's Bite. Something struck me yesterday, that when national issues come, you expect the traditional media, radio, TV, newspaper, online to talk about it. And I've been meaning to tell you this, but I'll tell you this plainly. Because all of us have phones. Smartphones, we call them, whether they be Android or iOS or whatever it is, we have them. Now, once you have your phone, it means that you are part of new media because you are linked on to Facebook or Twitter or WhatsApp or Instagram or YouTube or whatever it is. You have created an account. You want traditional media, people like Johnny Hughes, to be talking about the things that matter to you. But for example, touch wood, if an accident breaks here now, if an accident happens now, we all rush there. Even before traditional media is able to put it on TV as breaking news, you would have been able to put it on your Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, wherever it is, as news. You'd have posted it already. So now essentially you're part of the media. I told you the media agenda. There are three things. Where there is no public opinion, the media helps to form the public opinion. Where there's public opinion is scattered, the media helps to shape it. And where there's public opinion and it is pointed, you publish it. So when somebody says somebody is an agenda journalist, you ask yourself, does the person understand agenda setting, priming, and framing? They don't. They are just follow back. So they don't read, they don't learn, they don't do nothing. But the bigger conversation this morning is that you also have a platform. Back in the day before the 1995, 1996, when media pluralism came in, before all these things that we use now, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever it is, TikTok, there was nothing like you being able to. You had to listen into GBC, Radio 1 and 2. So today you have a platform. Now your platform that you have is also a very, very important tool. Tweet at us at Johnny's Bite. Tweet at us now. It's important. So you have to be part of active society. That's the first one I'm saying. And the second one I want to talk to you about this morning is that the IGP, George Dampare, Akufo Dampare, Dr. George Akufo Dampare, he opened what we call the cold case unit. Oliver, pull that up for me. A cold case unit. What is a cold case? Matters that are lingering for a long time, maybe people have died, whatever it is, that you might have to minimize it a bit so people can see a Dampare well. This is George Akufo Dampare. He says he sets up a cold case unit to look into cold murders. Right? The Ghana Police Service has set up a cold case unit under the Criminal Investigations Department to deal with cases, particularly unresolved homicide. This came to light during the Inspector General IGP Dr. Akufo Dampare's maiden engagement with editors and news editors of media establishment at the National Police Headquarters in Accra yesterday. This was on the 6th of November 2021. We are in March 2022. Have we made any success? Who killed Fenech Autry? Who killed J.B. Dankwedu? Who killed Nenachire Benta? Who killed Roger Kubsin? So many unresolved murders. So it's not about and I say this is not about social media talk. Because the CID boss invited us and told us, held us a press conference and told us what they are going to do with the cold cases and the cases, blah, 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 blah. Who killed Abel Swale? Who killed them? That's the job of the police, to investigate and tell us who killed who. Have the police been able to tell us who killed who after setting up this cold case unit under the CID? Who killed who? Once you don't solve the murders, it emboldens people to be able to do some more dangerous things. Now we are learning that your own police people are killing your own policemen. And I told you, IGP, last week that you were director of administration and in charge of training as for you, IGP, you, number you. These are people who were recruited under your watch. You might not have been the IGP, it was Apietu, later upon Buenu, but it is you. You are in the chair now. I like the fact that you are trying to build a positive image for the police. That's fine. But I'm saying that so many unresolved murders, 8 years since Fenokotri died. Openyiya Dade, he was vociferous on TV. I remember him speaking his impeccable Ekrapim Chi. Somebody killed him. Who killed him? You set up a cold case unit. And then what? So I'm just saying good morning to you this morning. Now, while I say good morning to you, I also say good morning to the Office of the President. Good morning to Mr. Abu Jinapo, who is a Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Good morning to Mr. John Alote of the Forestry Commission. Pull that story up for me. They say 2,000 cattle, according to Modern Ghana, Ajafo and his team, unless they are telling lies, I doubt they would. They say 2,000 cattle have consumed green Ghana trees in Bono region. Somebody stood and counted 2,000 cattle destroying green Ghana trees, but could not count the number of trees that the 2,000 cattle destroyed. Ridiculous. Somebody stood and counted 2,000 trees. Pull up there. This man, I know this man. I planted trees with him in Tamale. This man is nowhere connected in any way to green Ghana. Nowhere connected to green Ghana. But anytime green Ghana programs happen, they use this picture, whatever it is, I don't know. But I'm saying, you said 2,000 cattle consume green Ghana trees in the Bono region. You stood and counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 2,000 cattle. You have not told us who owns the cattle. You have a national security, you have an NIB, you have whatever it is to investigate. Because when the go-go cattle raid happens, you tell us who owns the cattle. How is it that you are able to tell us that 2,000 cattle destroyed trees? You stand and count the cattle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2,000. But you can't tell us how many trees they destroyed. And you see, it even gets more murkier when the president launched this year again that we're going to plant even more trees than we planted in the past. Put that thing for me. We spent 12 million Ghana cedis planting trees last year. The same people who are planting trees now and spending 12 million cedis of our money when they say we are broke are the same people who complain about Sada and Jida. Abu Jinapo complained about it. President Akufo-Addo complained about it. John Alote complained about it. Sir John, bless his soul, complained about it. 12 million Ghana cedis. You said you bought 7 million seedlings. And you planted 5 million seedlings. Now, any ordinary level 100 person who is research-based will say, I spent 12 million. I bought 7 million seedlings. I planted 5 million. Now, this is the analysis. I planted here, even from TV3 to Circle. I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 30 trees. Out of the 30, 10 died, 5 survived. Have we done that analysis? When the president launched this year's own and told us that we're going to plant even more trees than we did last year, the president said a certain number of the trees are dead. Even the statistical service does agree census. And they're able to tell us how many plantain trees we have in this country, how many cocoa trees we have here. I dare say that the Forestry Commission has the capacity to be able to tell us how many we have. Because we have youth in afforestation. Forget about the fact that they have not been paid for a long time. But if you spell 12 million cedis of Ghanaians' money, because it's not a pocket money, you should be able to tell Ghanaians that the 12 million cedis we spent planted X number of trees, and we planted them at X locations, and these are the number of trees that have survived. You have not done that. You are counting 2,000 cattle. Bring that back. 2,000 cattle that have destroyed trees. And you are not telling us the number of trees that they destroy. Are you being honest with yourself? People can't find water to drink. People are going to school this morning to sit on cement blocks or lie on their belly to learn. People have bad roads. People can't feed. Somebody has been detained in the hospital this morning because they couldn't pay their bills. You are spending 12 million of our money, and I agree. SDG go what? Is it go 12? Environmental action. Fantastic. Go 13, sorry. Go 13. I fell in love with it. Fantastic. Let's preserve, let's conserve the environment. But while we are at it, Monday, today, World Rivers Day. What is the state of our rivers? I told you earlier that, look, the President of the Republic set up what do you call it, an interministerial or a committee of ministers to look at how we're fighting galamsey. This is it. The President is the co-chair, UN co-chair on SDGs. Take urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. So when we said we're going to plant trees, I say, hallelujah. But you cannot plant trees and not be accountable. You can't spend Ghanaians' money to plant trees and not be accountable. This year you have launched, say you plant more trees, which means you are going to spend more money in a country that doesn't have money. That's good. I mean, I'm for anything that's green. But I'm saying that in the past, you spent 12 million, Abu Jinapo. You spent 12 million, Samuel Abu Jinapo, sorry. 12 million to plant trees. Have you accounted for those trees? Where are those trees? Where did you plant them? Did you indeed plant 12 million of those trees? If you did not plant 12 million, why? And why are you quoting those figures? You said you bought 7 million seedlings and you planted 5 million. Where are the trees? Now you are telling us, and there's a school of thought that says, oh, you are telling us now that 2,000 cattle destroyed some of the trees, so that when we ask the question, where are the trees, say, oh, the cattle chewed them. If you can count 2,000 cattle, stand there and count them. 1, 2, 2,000 as a cross. Like people were crossing the border with fertilizer and say you couldn't stop them and count them. If people were counting, you are counting fertilizer, cattle like that. You should be able to tell us how many trees the cattle chewed. 1 cattle, 1 tree. You should be able to tell us. Did they destroy 2,000 trees? 3,000, 4,000, 1,000? You should be able to tell us. And you see, when I ask these questions, people try and put a certain slant on it, but you are the part of the problem. I told you from the beginning that when there was no media pluralism, and we all had to wait for our TV to come on around 3, 4, and then we'll see the multicolored lines, the chrome, before the TV comes on. We were more disciplined in this country. Now all of us have Android and iPhones. When something happens, we take a picture and send. We take videos and post. And that is where our problem is. So instead of talking about real national issues, you expect the mainline media to talk about that, but you are not adding your voice to it. I raised 3 issues this morning. This is the first one. The second one, I've said that the IGP opened a cold unit, a cold case unit, 2021 November. Since that time, yesterday was 8 years since Fene Kotri died. He used to manage Kwakasi, if you have forgotten. He was murdered. J.B. Dankwedu was a sitting parliamentarian. He was murdered. Openyina that day, he was a social commentator on television, speaking his mind and speaking truth to power. He was murdered. Nenachiri Benta recently, he was murdered. There's an Assemblies of God pastor, Reverend Nyabemado, he was murdered. There's a GPHA woman was murdered. Roger Kumsing was murdered. So when the IGP said, I've opened a unit, it's not enough to open a unit. It's enough to investigate, because all these things I'm talking about have gone beyond 5 years. But the meat in the matter this morning is to greet the President of the Republic as a co-chair of the UN SDG committee. Mr. President, UN Go 13. SDG Go 13. Climate action. You have planted trees, and they led you again to the Accra International Conference Center to go and again launch it. You are launching tree planting projects in an air-conditioned room. Do you see the discrepancy? You have not told us how many trees we planted in the past, how many have survived. But you are happy to, before you start the planting for this year, tell us that 2,000 cattle have destroyed trees. And you are not able to tell us how many trees or how much it cost us. When you do some of these analysis, it makes people look at you in a certain way, because by all means, you are all intellectuals. President Kufuor, you are a constitutional lawyer. Abu Jinapo has a master's in law. He has an LLM. Jordan Lotte is an intellectual. All the people who work around them, intellectuals, consultants. So when you say you have planted trees, people can't find food to eat. You say you have spent the money to plant trees. You should be able to account to them and to tell us why it is important for us to plant trees the next time. Do a small documentary. You all do Facebook posts and tell people I was excited to have visited A, B, C, D, blah, 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 blah. You tell us. That's what you tell us. Abu Jinapo, you were deputy chief of staff. There was a 10-member committee on interministerial committee. Good morning.
What you used to fan charcoal,
Right.
you've seen it before.
Right.
When you fan it, then the charcoal bright red.
This is a call for accountability.
You fan government's charcoal to it's bright red.
It's a call for accountability.
I enjoy it.
Johnny, first and foremost, let me take this opportunity, because I've been seeing you for quite some time. You are doing very good job for the mother Ghana. Remain undaunted.
This is our society,
Right.
and it will take me and you. That's why I always watch Johnnie's Bite.
The general watches Johnnie's
Yes,
bite.
every day.
Thank you very much.
And it's devoid of insults, but straight to the point, factual and fearless.
Charlie, no be joke. The
be
pressure people like Johnnie can give you.
No.
You no get grey hair, you go get grey hair.
I'm innocent.
And that's what I'm saying. That the pressure Johnnie and his people, the pressure they can give you, you no get grey hair, you go get. So your best bet is not to have hair.